Wow.
Whew.
Well, that's a big.
Yeah, he has a disadvantage because he's longer.
I was meant to do this at the beginning, but we were rushed. We just finished at Capricorn Caves. We did the adventure caving. I'll get the proper name and I'll stick it on the screen. Meant to take 2 hours, took us 3. And oh my God, the footage you're about to see, so good. What did you think, buddy?
Awesome.
Loved it. Can't wait for you to see it.
This is the collapsed cave. All these boulders around us made up the ceiling. We got told about 20,000 years ago it collapsed, but we have no idea how. But our best guess is because of the fig tree roots growing through the cave. So the trees on top, they're living on dead coral and reef animal skeletons.
Because it's all limestone caves, isn't it?
Exactly. So there's no nutrients up there, and the fig trees will tap their roots into the cave to survive. They start off like as fine as one of your hairs, and they start coming through all the little cracks of the limestone for the bapu and the water. Wingspan in total is 20 centimetres.
Did you say they're called bent wings?
Little bent wings.
Little
we
bent
also get large bent wings, and their wingspan's a couple centimetres longer than the little ones. Their body is about the same size.
Wow.
We get horseshoe bats.
Or the old popcorning from when it would have been an enclosed cave, because that wouldn't form in an area like this usually. You'd have to actually form in an enclosed space with a bit of airflow.
What I always tell everyone is that all decorations in a cave will form in an incredibly similar way. As the water comes through, it either drips, splashes or flows. The splashing gives the cave coral, but if there's so much pressure in the rock through all of the cracks of the limestone, water can actually seep its way out of the rock.
And that's where you get a lot of your accretions.
That's like the flow stone
Yeah.
right there. A flow stone is a waterfall of calcite crystal. And the dripping is a stalactite. And the Stalig Mites, you just have plain things around your head. I didn't get told about it when I take first into it. You can see all the calcite crystal on the ground here. The stuff that looks like glitter, that's all particles of it. Okay? So particles can actually kind of clump together. This is what we call the harp chamber because of the stalactites and stalagmites. When they join, it's a column. It can grow like a centimetre every 30 years or a centimetre every 300 years. It all depends on that water coming. They were looking at the bapu here and they're like, yeah, there's bapu. And they shine their torch up in here and they're like, hey, that's red clay soil. Where on earth did that come from?
Influxes from the different crevices.
Yeah.
And the layers of guano and then your soil and then your fossil layer.
Exactly. You can see it's still stuck up in the ceiling.
Yeah, so that would have been the end point.
Yeah, the more the water comes through these shafts, it's going to end up kind of going through that terra rosa, softening it, and it's going to end up in here at one point.
Oh, I would be here.
Yeah.
Are you right, buddy?
So Fat Man's Misery history was actually an ancient creek. That's how we were able to crawl through it. So water was flowing through like a creek, and as it landed in here, as the water started to hit the walls, hit the whirlpool, kind of like a tornado, where it started to travel through the limestone walls and dissolve it open.
This is
Got
awesome.
up that high, and just the water level started to drop back down again. So just heading to the right here. Now that we've made our fat man's, that skinny man's, it looks worse than it is.
Are we going through that?
A hairy Mary. So a hairy centipede, they live in like the pure dark zones of the cave. They have hairs about that long that stick up out of their body. They sense like movement and vibration in the floor, and that's how they get food. Kind of like a python, how it senses the vibration and the movement, slithers towards it. And they use those hairs to navigate.
Okay guys, let's talk speleothems. Stalactites, stalagmites, flowstones, and other cave decorations are forms of speleothems. Speleothems form as water dissolves and absorbs carbon dioxide from the rocks and organic material it flows through. This creates a carbonic acid. This mixture then dissolves mineral calcites or calcium bicarbonate. When the water becomes supersaturated with these minerals and comes into contact with air, the calcite is redeposited on cave walls, floors, and ceilings. Stalactites form from the downwards flow of water from the cave roof. The shape comes from the water droplets dripping from the cave roof. This creates an accretion pattern similar to tree rings.
In it since I've worked here.
You go first, Ash.
Thanks, buddy.
Check out that road.
Oh my goodness.
There's iron leaching out of it too.
Yeah, look at the colour. That's a rockfall, isn't it?
It is, and we're actually going to walk up there. The rocks can be really slippery with the guano over it. There's the stalactites right here.
This, guys, is a stalagmite. Stalagmites grow on the cave floor, typically below the drip line of the water from a stalactite. And just like stalactites, stalagmites also grow in accretion patterns, but this time upwards. Wow. Don't step here.
Yeah.
It's the beginning of a stalagmite. And its sister stalactite is up there, and you can actually see the water about to drip. Well, about to.
There it goes.
Remember how earlier I had a little prompt on screen to say remember this when we were in the harp chamber? Well, this is the reason. When stalagmites and stalactites are formed in pairs, the stalagmite will grow upwards, the stalactite will grow downwards. Eventually, if conditions are right, the two will meet. The formation created is called a column and can be seen in the harp chamber.
We've got a tunnel called the Windy Passage where with the stalactites, anytime it drips off, here's the stalactite here, the stalagmites are both on either side of it because of the wind coming through when that water drops, it drifts off to one side. So you just sit on the rock here and kind of let yourself just slowly.
What is it?
A marsh frog.
Oh, frog.
Yeah.
Oh, so these are all of the tree roots.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Even if the fig tree roots only have to work its way through, say, 10 metres of limestone, the roots can already be up to like 50 metres long. It depends on the direction it sends it through.
That's crazy.
Yeah. that tree roots can be the reason for cave collapses because it starts off so fine when it comes through the cracks. When it gets the nutrients and the tree starts to expand, it then starts to crack open the rock.
Oh, it's like a massive U cave. I can see you, buddy.
Yeah, don't stand up too soon.
Okay. Oh, there's a little bat. Oh. They're all limestone caves, buddy. They're all old coral reefs.
Yeah, like you literally see the sea snails like swirl, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, this is just amazing. I couldn't have asked for anything better. Flowstones are another form of speleothem that can be found within caves. These features form as water levels drop and slowly leave horizontal markers of where their prehistoric levels once were. I really wish that we saw some horizontal flowstones. I know it's only in certain conditions, but yeah, they'll literally be on the cave wall like that, and then when it drops, it'll leave different layering.
Yeah.
So they're the plunge pools.
They are. Oh, sorry, microbat. There's a microbat hanging onto the ceiling just up there. Perfect.
Just put your red light on, buddy.
I'm fairly sure that's a horseshoe microbat.
Just up there.
Just about a metre in front of me on the ceiling.
Just up there.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
All these boulders was the ceiling of the cave.
The cave collapse in Flower Pot happened when tree roots started to infiltrate the small cracks of water flow in the top of the cave. As the tree roots grew and grew and started to expand, they started to widen the cracks until the entire roof eventually collapsed.
Geologists mentioned about 10,000 years ago it collapsed.
You can just see the lineation of the geology where all the amorphous regions are and they all line up.
On the limestone rock, the waves of the water, how it would have been flowing through the cave. It then landed in Flower Pot here and started to swirl through like a giant whirlpool, or you can think of it as a washing machine. And as the water started to keep on flowing, it went down in that direction, which we just came up from.
Collapse would have been caused by this tree.
That's our best assumption, yeah. Late here, and then I kind of go vertically over to the right hand side, and I put my foot on the cave coral here. I grab onto the rope.
No, that's not hard, buddy. I grabbed it in a U shape.
So I'll put that right here.
Yep, leg, fantastic. Now down. So directly down from where
Yes, buddy, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine.
almost there.
So now lean back.
You're about a metre from the ground, not even. That's it, and you're there. So we're actually going to come out through here.
It's just about trusting your body, isn't it?
Exactly. It's got the minerals, got some stalactites.
Oh my goodness. It looks like squid.
Yeah.
Where are the straws? Are you telling me we're going down in there?
No, we're going
I was
to
gonna
go
say-
up here. It
Holy
opens up once you stick your head through.
Holy
there.
damn.
It looks incredibly small, but it's actually pretty. Have a look at this Stalig Mite here that might start to form, and you can see all of that pure calcite crystal running down.
That's amazing. Are you alright, buddy?
Yeah.
That's all the shadow house. My legs out. We baby crawl up to the boulder in front of me there. You go head first. I put my tummy on the boulder and I use my hands and I walk my body straight over the top of it. Once you're past that rock, you're in a washed out bit of the limestone, kind of like what I'm sitting in right here. So we're then crouched in that channel.
Shall we go?
I am coming, I'm just slow.
You go, buddy? I can hear him. There he is. Yeah, look at those root systems.
What happened with the tectonic plates in the caves area here is when those two tectonic plates met, that force, the limestone did start to get pushed up, but by that force, this didn't either. It started to get subsided and got dragged down. So we've discovered these above ground sections, not the underground sections, but yeah.
It's... all the limestone weathering.
Yeah, the holes is what we call the pitted effect. It's got a lot of creeks there.
So your poon's there and that's Byfield.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So is that where we came from? Oh my god. We really took a long way, didn't we?
He's about to jump.
And that will be one of the figs that goes down, isn't it?
Exactly.
Oh man. This is the original entrance.
This is the original one.
So that's the tree root reaching for the flowstone.
Yeah, over to the left here.
Oh wow.
It's going for this flowstone right here.
So it's going for that one there.
Yep, and this one has branched down to go to that small flowstone.
That's amazing. Yeah. And look at the big teardrop shape of it. Like if you take out the sediment, so you can see it would have started as a small flow and just rounding out, rounding out, rounding out, rounding out, rounding out, rounding out until it found an easier amorphous path. And then continue on its way.
So, went to Capricorn Caves. It's based just out of Rockhampton, about 20-minute drive. What we ended up getting was amazing. What we thought was going to be about 1.5 hours of actual caving, you know, with the half an hour, you know, safety thing, ended up to be over 3 hours. It was just phenomenal. Welcome to Capricorn Caves.